Hello, my name is Mark Helm, and I'm the author of Creating Wealth Through Self-Storage, and I'm the creator of the Self-Storage Quick Start Academy. I am here to support the smaller investor to get in the self-storage business or to grow their self-storage business in a strategic way that creates true wealth and a fulfilling career. There is a lot of support material and free training on creating wealth through selfstorage.com, and there's also free training and paid for classes on the quickstartacademy.com. And I realize that there is an insider strategy that a lot of insiders are using today that we've used successfully, and I haven't talked about it much, and that's the mixed use strategy. Now, a mixed use strategy is where you combine you combine retail, or you combine office, or you combine apartments with self-storage. Now, I know it might sound like that goes against everything I've said about why self-storage is such a good investment. However, I just got back from Miami, Florida. And in Miami, Florida, as well as a lot of the other major big markets, that is a strategy that the REITs use quite a bit. When the land cost is so high, or the cost of buying an existing building is so high that self-storage alone won't generate the returns, or the length of time it would take to get that self-storage facility up and leased up. By doing a mixed-use project, you can begin to create income that will help aid the return or speed up the cash flow to service the debt and the operations of the self-storage facility during lease-up. This is a strategy that many people have used with success. We've used it with success, and I'm not advocating it, but I realize I haven't talked much about it, so I want to talk about it here. Now, let me give you a case study. So it was 2010. We had just finished a high-rise condominium project on the waterfront of the market that I'm in. My partner at that time was pushing on me to find a project in the downtown area of our market that could be converted to self-storage, because we noticed that was a big need that people moving in to live downtown needed, and there wasn't very much of it. The little bit we had in the condo project was gone very quickly. So she thought, me being in the storage business, that I should be able to find a building that could be converted to self-storage pretty easy. However, remember, it was 2010. The recession. Now, I had been told by the media that the recession was over, but it sure didn't feel like it to me in 2010. I had literally gone 18 months with zero commission income from real estate, and thank goodness I was in the self-storage business, because that kept me going. Every other type of real estate investment I had that wasn't self-storage required me to feed it with cash. So not only was I not earning income, I was expending my savings to keep my other assets afloat during the recession. So when she approached me, pushing on me to find a building that could be converted to self-storage, I was very hesitant and very nervous. At the time, though, I was also working with a friend of mine who owned a sign company. I had leased him some real estate, and then his company expanded. I leased him another building, and now he was ready to buy. So I'm working with my friend who owns a sign company. I've got a partner, an investor, pushing on me to find self-storage, and I happened to see a building for sale that looked just like a building that I had read about a few weeks earlier in Inside Self-Storage magazine, and it clicked. What if that partner could use part of the building for his company, and then that would create the income needed to support the debt while we built and developed the self-storage out. Now, fortunately, my partner is a very entrepreneurial mind. And when I presented him with the idea and the concept from that very first meeting, he was all in. He instantly saw the potential of self-storage. So we looked at a 42,000 square foot warehouse that happened to be in a pretty trendy section of our city, right off the central business district. And I had enough height in the warehouse to do 2 stories of self-storage. It was a 42,000 square foot footprint, and my friend who owned the sign company needed 9,000 square feet. So the goal was he would move in, take over the finished area and part of the warehouse to run his sign business, and he would start paying rent from day one, and then we would take the balance of the space and develop it as self-storage. And we did it in 2 phases. In fact, if you go through creatingwealththroughselfstorage.com or on the YouTube channel, we have a project called Urban Redevelopment, and that's a video and a text description of how we redeveloped that project. There'll be a link to it here. But the good news was that from day one, before I rented that first unit, we had $42,000 a year coming in income. So when we went to the bank, or I went to my partner and really laid the numbers out, that $42,000 a year, especially in 2010, made that project work. Now the goal was that this partner of mine, by being a partner in the self-storage business, would be incentivized when the time came for him to move out of that building and we finished developing it into self-storage. He would be incentivized because we all know that the rents that you get on self-storage are going to be way more than the rents you get from a office warehouse user. And since then, this same partnership has done another conversion and another mixed-use project. So by doing a mixed-use project, you're able to get income earlier in the project than you very often would be able to get just by leasing it up. Now, yes, you're in the real estate business. Yes, you have to create leases. Yes, you may pay commissions. Somebody has to pay the tenant improvements. So all the headaches and the risks that go with normal real estate deals will now be part of your self-storage business in this mixed-use product. But this is now an insider tool that you now have inside your self-storage toolkit. If you're looking at a project and really want it to work and you can't figure out how, maybe a mixed-use strategy would be the strategy for you. There will be a lot more detail coming out about this strategy and how to analyze it in the future. And again, you can go back and watch the Urban Redevelopment and get a sense of what that project looked like. But my goal here is to support you, the small investor, to get in and grow your business. And sometimes this is a strategy that makes all the difference in the world. My name is Mark Helm. I'm the author of Creating Wealth Through Self-Storage, and I'm the creator of the Storage World Analyzer. It is a financial analysis tool that we designed specifically for you, the small investor, to analyze and have a robust tool to analyze self-storage so you can compete successfully in today's crazy market. So thank you very much. Let me know how you're doing.